The year was 1914. Archduke Franz Ferdinand was dead, and those bloodthirsty Austrians wanted war. No, everybody wanted war, didn't they? They all wanted a piece of that European pie, I guess. Hey everybody, it's Jasmine and it's Anzac Day. First of all, Anzac stands for Australian New Zealand Army Corps. So it's like the New Zealand and Australian troops together who had to, along with British and French forces, storm the Anzac Cove in modern day Turkey. So first of all, the New Zealand and Australian troops, they travelled up to Egypt for their training and waiting to be sent on their way to the war. So when that happened, the idea was that they would get on their ships and they would go to Gallipoli, and that they were meant to land on like this flat shoreline that obviously wouldn't be so strategically to the opposition's advantage, but they landed 2 kilometers further away than the planned location, so they ended up landing on a beach with super high cliffs and, you know, impossible terrain that meant that basically there was no hope in hell of getting anywhere close to a positive outcome for the Allied forces. So now I will tell you my wonderful story. Well, I guess it's not that wonderful, but it has a happy ending, if you know what I mean. So my great-granddad, my grandma's dad, he went to Gallipoli, so they landed and he got shot in the leg. I think my auntie told me that he got shot in the butt, so maybe it's like the upper leg. And then he was transported to England to, you know, go to hospital and get all fixed up and things. And then afterwards, you know, he didn't really have anywhere to go, like he was still in England. So anyway, he got picked up by a prostitute who took him home and looked after him and everything. Grandma says that he didn't have sex with her. Obviously I don't know if that's true, but anyway, so she was like a really nice lady, you know, she didn't have to do that. So he got, you know, taken care of really well and very generously, and that would have made things so much easier, because who wants to get shot in the leg and stuck in England for God knows how long? But then he goes back to New Zealand, lives his life. He has a couple of kids with a lady who, I think she died. So then he got remarried, and then he had my grandma in 1941. So he was a bit of a old dad for her. But yeah, they had a nice life. He was a railway man. Yeah. We're a bit of a railway family, actually. But anyway, so that's our Anzac Day story. People like to take the time to remember their great-grandparents on this occasion, because you don't always think about them, but it's a great opportunity to find out what their life was like, even if it's not in the context of war. That lots of people were affected by it. You didn't really have much of an opportunity to say, no, I'm not going to go to war. You don't have that sort of choice. Yeah, so lots of people died there, and it's not as bad as like other battles where more people died, but it's significant for New Zealand and Australia because that's where the forces went, so that's where most of the casualties for us were. Lots of people lost people. Fortunately we didn't. If we did, Jesus, if he was dead, Grandma wouldn't have been alive, and then I wouldn't have been alive. So if that bullet was somewhere a bit higher, we would all be not here. That's a bit weird to think about. Yeah. I wonder, I don't know when my grandma's dad died. But my grandma married an Austrian and had 4 kids with him, which is my mum is one of them. So I wonder what he thought of her marrying an Austrian. He wouldn't care though. We're not one of those like racist families. I don't know if it's race, xenophobic. That's it. We're not one of these xenophobic families. Hope everybody, I guess, enjoys their Anzac Day. I hope you take the time to think about what life is and what people go through in war. Yeah. And hope it never happens to you. So, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all again on another episode. So, thank you, and hey door.